What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Week 11 picks for the 2017 through 2018 NFL season. Like always, remember to like the video, subscribe. Also, go subscribe to my gaming channel. Link is in the description below. My gaming channel in the description. So, we go on to last week. I went 10-4, 92-55 overall so far, straight up. And so I had a pretty good week. I think I screwed up on a pick. The Giants and 49ers, I honestly thought the Giants were going to win that, but we see who wants to tank the most at that point, really, right? I had the Bears beating the Packers. I didn't see it coming with Brett Hundley there at quarterback, so the Packers wound up beating the Bears. So we move on. So some stupid losses there, but it's whatever. Against the spread, I went 8-6, so not bad. That brings me to a 73, 69-4 record. So positive, which is good because I'm not that very good at against the spread. So I'm doing pretty good this year. I'm positive right now. So my sports fan entertainment rank, I remain, I believe, 60th or 64th or something like that. Again, guys, I messed up again. I should be in 30th something right now, but I should be 46th. But I missed another pick, so that's two picks I missed that I would have gotten right. That was the New England Patriots at the Buccaneers, and then last week the Cardinals at the Seahawks. Or is the Seahawks at the Cardinals? It doesn't matter. But I messed up on those picks. I had both the Patriots winning that game, and then the Patriots winning that game, and then the Seahawks winning that game. So that I didn't pick. I didn't put it in my pick. So I have two losses when I should have wins. So it's whatever. But yeah, 60th right now. Let's just try to stay in the top 100. That's my goal at this point. Try to stay in the top 100. So teams on bye right now: the Carolina Panthers, the Indianapolis Colts, the New York Jets, and the San Francisco 49ers. So we start off Thursday Night Football. We have the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm happy that the Tennessee Titans have another primetime game. I like watching them play, so kind of forces me to watch them because if they're playing while the Giants are playing, I usually watch the Giants no matter how bad they're doing. But I like seeing the Titans play. That's really a fun team to watch, in my opinion. So I'm glad I get to see them here in Thursday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And these two teams, usually go at it every time they go against each other, no matter who's on that team. So, I'm going to have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game, but I could see it going both ways. I could see the Tennessee Titans winning this game. I like the Tennessee Titans offense right now. Their defense not looking good, but at the same time, yes, Pittsburgh has, a top 5 quarterback, a top 5 wide receiver, and a top 5, actually the best wide receiver, and a top 5 running back in the league, but sometimes their offense just doesn't get going. We've seen that against the Colts. They had to come back late last week to win the game. So it could happen for the Titans. They could get the win, but I'm going to give it to the Steelers for now. On top of that, they're more experienced playing primetime games, and I think that actually does matter, guys. When you guys play primetime games, it's a different environment than when you're playing on a day game. It's a different setting, it's a different feeling and all that stuff. So I think the Steelers are just more experienced in that, and I think they'll get the win. No matter how sloppy it may be, I got the Steelers winning 24-17. Take Tennessee plus the 7. Even though my score prediction is exactly on 7, but you guys get what I mean. So, plus the 7. The Chiefs at the Giants. The Chiefs will completely destroy my Giants. And listen, the Giants are probably not going to win another game because they're trying to get Ben McAdoo fired. And if you guys watched, and this is not an excuse, okay? I really don't care, okay? I don't care if the Giants tried their hardest. They suck, okay? I'm just going to say that. But if you guys watched that game against, the last game they played, they looked terrible. They looked against the 49ers. They looked terrible. They didn't tackle. They didn't do anything. The only bright spot was Sterling Shepard, old reliable. That's my boy, Sterling Shepard, and Evan Ingram, who is the best tight end in this rookie draft class right now. But those two really shine. Eli Manning, I think this is his 4th or 5th game now without throwing a pick, so good job to him. Not 4th or 5th game. I believe it's his 3rd game in a row, something like that. 3rd or 4th game in a row, not throwing a pick. So good job to him. But the defense doesn't want to tackle. Janoris Jenkins is a prime example of that. He literally just stood there and watched him go by, and then after the runner went by, he would dive for a tackle. It was so obvious. It looked so fake that he was trying to tackle, along with a lot of other players I won't get into. But the Giants are trying to get Ben McAdoo fired, and for good reason. You know, who cares if you win a game now, right? I don't think the Giants fans really care if you win a game at this point. Just get this guy fired, honestly. So I think they're doing a good deed for the. You know, you may think they don't care, but they do care. They care about the team in the long run. They don't want to have Ben McAdoo coaching them anymore. They don't like him. I wouldn't want to play for him either. The arrogance in this guy and how he blames everybody, and I don't know. I won't get into a rant. Whatever. The Chiefs are going to destroy the Giants, whether they try or not. 34-17. Take Kansas City minus 10.5. The Lions at the Bears. The Bears could get this win just because it's a divisional win. It's a divisional game, but I still have the Lions winning this game. They look a lot better. 23-10. Take Detroit minus 3. The Ravens at the Packers. Another game that can go both ways. A lot of these games that I'm going to preview for you guys. Just a lot of games could go both ways. And I'm sorry if it's like getting darker and darker by the second. I mean, daylight savings is ridiculous here in Florida. I feel like it got a lot darker since I started this video, but. Anyway, I got the Ravens winning this game, but it could be the Packers just because they're playing at home, and the Ravens aren't good anyway. My money's not on the Ravens, but all my money is not on the Ravens, but I have them winning this game 21-16. Take Baltimore minus 2. The Jaguars at the Browns. If there's any chance in hell the Browns are getting a win this year, it's going to be against the Jaguars, but the Jaguars just look great right now. So I'm going to take them 30-15. Take Jacksonville minus the 7.5. The Cardinals at the Texans. Battle of the backup quarterbacks. Drew Stanton versus Tom Savage. And who cares about this game, really? Both these teams had hype going into the season, in the offseason. Both these teams have underwhelmed. The Cardinals right from the jump, losing David Johnson, huge loss to them. And then to the Texans, losing Deshaun Watson, a huge loss to them. So these are two teams that could have went far, could have made the playoffs, but it's just not going to happen. So the Cardinals I've got winning 23-16 in a pretty sloppy game, I would imagine. Arizona minus 1. The Rams at the Vikings. This is my game of the week. This game, this is my game to watch. If you guys, looking for a game to watch, you're definitely going to find some entertainment in the Rams. These are two teams that are very similar to each other. A very decent defense. The Vikings top 5 defense for sure. Top 3 defense, even that. The Rams have a pretty good defense with them too. But these two teams have really good offenses. I'm talking about just top-notch, high-scoring offenses. Last week, both these teams scored over 30 points. So, I believe the Rams scored over 30 points, right? Who they play? They played... Or were they on a bye? No, they weren't on a bye. Oh, they played the Texans. I think they won that game 33-7 or something like that. They both scored over 30 points. Expect these two teams to either, go at it against each other, as far as, scoring on each other, or expect this to be a low-scoring game because the defense takes over. Both the defenses take control. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very tight till the end, whether it's a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game. But surprisingly, even with the Vikings at home, I'm going to take the Rams here. I just think they're more impressive to me. I know the Vikings have a tremendous defense. It's much better than the Rams. I understand that. But I just like the Rams as a whole. I'll take the Rams in a close game, 26-21. Take Los Angeles plus 2. The Redskins at the Saints. I think the Redskins have a very good shot at beating the Saints. Another two teams that are very similar to each other. Decent to below average defenses from both these teams. The Saints have really stepped it up as far as the defense goes, and I commend them for that, but at the same time, they're still not that good, right? And the Redskins, with the personnel that they have, the guys that they have, no-name people, Monte Nicholson, who is that? With those guys in the lineup, even starting, they still find a way to to get off the field and stop opposing offenses. So you got to give it to the Redskins defense for doing that. They stopped the Vikings offense for going into the third quarter. They stopped them from scoring, and that they almost came back to win that game. They wound up being only 8 points off, but they were getting blown out like 35-17, but they came back 38-30. So the Redskins did put up a good fight on defense. Didn't start off that way, but they have proved that they can play defense in earlier games. So with the Saints as well, and both these teams have really good offenses with gunslinger quarterbacks in Drew Brees and Kirk Cousins. So very similar offense and defense, very similar teams, these two, but I've got the Saints winning this game 31-24. I don't think you should pick the Redskins to win, but they have a chance of winning this game. The Saints are riding high right now. This could be a trap game for them, winning 7 straight in a row. I mean, are the Saints really capable of keeping that game, that win streak going, especially against a team like the Redskins? We'll see what happens, but I got the Saints pulling out the win. The Buccaneers at the Dolphins. This game should have happened week 1, but both these teams lost their bye weeks, and now we're here in this situation. So the Buccaneers at the Dolphins, both these teams had expectations coming into this season. Jameis Winston and new draft picks like O.J. Howard and Chris Godwin on the offense, Justin Evans on the defense. This team was supposed to be a really good team coming in to this season. It's supposed to be a dark horse to make the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins made the playoffs a season ago with Ryan Tannehill getting injured, and he's coming back. Maybe they can make another playoff run with him hopefully there. But they wind up losing him for the season, and they got Jay Cutler, who robbed the Dolphins of $10 million. And he's now starting for the Dolphins. So both these teams supremely underwhelmed this season, and not looking good for both these teams. So, in what could have been a really good game is really not that much of one. So I'm going to take the Dolphins to win here at home, 23-13. Take the Miami Dolphins -1. By the way, take the Washington Redskins +7.5. The Bills at the Chargers. The Bills are coming off a very, very shocking loss to the New Orleans Saints. We all knew the New Orleans Saints could score, but not against one of the best defenses. I'm talking about a defense that held a lot of good offenses down to less than 17 points. Besides the Buccaneers, which I don't know how that happened, but it did. They allowed 27 to the Buccaneers, but. With that being said, the Saints just destroyed that defense, and they couldn't get anything going on offense. By the way, Nathan Peterman is starting for the Buffalo Bills, and deservingly so. Has Tyrod Taylor really done anything to help this team to get to where they are? He throws for like 150 to 200 yards a game. He's really not doing much. It's everyone else around him that's really doing something. I think Nathan Peterman could be that quarterback. Don't know if he's really ready to be starting, but I think they have the confidence in him. If they can get him to throw over 200 yards and just about 250 yards and a touchdown or two a game, I think they'll be happy with that, and they'll let Tyrod Taylor go. The problem is turnovers. Tyrod Taylor is really good about not turning over the ball. I remember having a friend tell me that he has like 49 touchdowns to just like somewhere around 15 interceptions, something like that. I don't know what the stat is, but it's ridiculous. Or 59 touchdowns or something like that. It's ridiculous, mind-boggling how much this guy does not turn over the ball. But at the same time, I mean, does it really matter when you're not moving the ball down the field? So, and we're having to punt it over anyway. So, I like Nathan Peterman. Don't know if he's going to be, better than Tyrod Taylor right off the bat. They're trying to get a playoff run here going, for the first time in the 2000 era for, ever since 1999. They haven't gone to the playoffs since 1999. So, they're trying to get it here, but I think they're ruining their chances a little bit with Nathan Peterman, because we don't know what we're going to expect from him. At least with Tyrod Taylor, you have some consistency there, and you're winning games with him. So, I guess what happened last week really, didn't do well with the coaches. So they're like, well, let's give Nathan Peterman a shot. He's been learning the playbook. He's been doing well in practice. Let's give him a start and see what happens. Maybe Nathan Peterman doesn't do well this game, and they go back to Tyrod Taylor, which I don't think is always a good thing to do, especially how it impacts the morale of a quarterback, especially someone like Tyrod Taylor, who's been, a kind of borderline average starter in this league. He doesn't have really much confidence coming out the gate anyway. So it doesn't help that his coaches and his other staff members do not believe in him. So with that being said, I got the Chargers winning this game 20-13. I think they finally get another win here after starting off slow, then getting a 3-game winning streak, and then starting slow again. So I got the Chargers getting back on track 20-13. At home, take Los Angeles -4. The Bengals at the Broncos. The Broncos, it's tough to play them at Denver, and they could be a very different team at Denver. I think Cincinnati can get this win, and I think they will get this win. We've seen it happen a couple times before, like a primetime game. Everybody was like, oh, Anthony Dalton can't play primetime games, and he winds up whipping the Broncos in the Peyton Manning era. I believe he puts like 42 points on them, something like that, somewhere around that range. And so don't really doubt the Bengals, going into Denver. Top of that, Brock Osweiler is starting once again. So don't be shocked if we see some turnovers from Brock Osweiler that help the Cincinnati offense score. So I like the Cincinnati Bengals here. Take them -2.5, +2.5. Sorry, Denver was favored, so +2.5. Take the Bengals 24-22. The Patriots at the Raiders. This one is in Mexico. This was supposed to be a really good game to watch. We're talking about potential AFC conference matchup here. But that's just not what it is. The Raiders aren't good this year. The Patriots, their 2 losses, sure they only have 2 losses, but they weren't good losses. And they could have lost a lot of other games. We're talking about against the Houston Texans too. Houston Texans and a lot of other teams. So, this is not really the game it all cracked up to be in the beginning of the season. They're playing in Mexico, so there's no home field advantage. None of these teams have played before there. I don't think anybody's played in that stadium before. I think that's a new stadium. I know teams have played in Mexico before, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think anybody played in that stadium in particular. So I'm going to take the Patriots here to completely mollywop the Raiders. I think their defense is terrible, and against the number 1 ranked offense in the league right now, or I think they're number 1 ranked offense. If not, it's either like against Philly or the Rams or something like that. I don't know. It's a circle between those two. It's a triangle between those two. But either way, New England top tier offense, like it is almost every year. So I'm going to give it to the Patriots 36-14. Take New England -6.5. We move on to Sunday Night Football. This is my game of the week. Wow, is this a great matchup to watch. It's not all bad. The Giants, of course, as a Giants fan, I want to see us go to the playoffs. I want to see us compete in these division matchups. But it's kind of nice just sitting back and watching some good football, not having to worry about, oh, I hope this team wins. Oh, I hope this team really needs to win, biting your nails or something like that. You can just sit back and relax and watch how it plays out. I hate both these teams with a passion, but every time these two teams play, it's always a good matchup. So I've never seen a really bad game from these two teams before. So I can't wait to watch this game. Hope the Cowboys lose, of course, because I hate the Cowboys. But we'll see what happens with Philly. Are they going to run into a trap game here after winning, I believe, what they won, like 7 straight right now? So are they going to run into a trap game against their big division rival in the Cowboys at Jerry World? So we'll see what happens. But I got the Eagles winning this game. We'll see what happens when they play at the Link. But for now, I've got the Eagles flying high and defeating the Cowboys 33-24. Take Philly -3.5. Sunday Night Football, the Falcons at the Seahawks. I don't think this is going to be a good game for the Falcons. They've been struggling all year, and the Seahawks as well. But as of late, they're really getting back on their step. Their points per game have really gone up for sure. They did lay an egg against the Washington Redskins. That's not a good track record on your resume. But I've got the Seahawks winning this game. The Falcons, to me, they're not using Julio Jones. They're not running the ball effectively. Sure, you got your defense, Adrian Claymore getting 6 sacks last week, but I'm just not seeing it right now. I think Dwayne Brown is starting at left tackle, so I don't think Adrian Claiborne's going to have the same effect like he did last week. So I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game on Monday Night Football. 26 to, what did I put? 26 to 20. Take the Seattle Seahawks -3. Those are my picks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And remember to subscribe to my gaming channel. Link is in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video.